everyone who are in this session. And the AI has taken a totally swept entire the industries. And I just want to give you my insights. I just Golak mentioned I work in Microsoft as well, so I have some insights about how things works in the AI specifically, how things working, and how we can get started with this. And as well, main issue I will share in my slide deck. I'm not sharing my slide deck yet, but main concern with many organizations, specifically who are into financial sector and healthcare industry, they are pretty concerned about the security. So I will completely focus on this slide deck. Thanks, Golak. I will try to maximize my time with that because of the early keynote, but I see what I can do in this session. Okay, so I'm sharing my slide deck here, and if you have any questions, you can just ask me. And another thing, like it's a AI field, and the security is always evolving, always evolving. So you have to be on always on your feet because every week, every month, there are new technologies, new security things come into picture, and then you have to be aware, right? And that's why Microsoft is always if you know about renewal, that all the MVPs, MCTs, even the community leaders have to renew their certifications every year, is only because of the cloud has become so dynamic, and the things which you learned in last year may not applicable, maybe applicable for some time, but not applicable for a long time. So that's what we have to always keep learning. There's a concept called as a growth mindset. So we always focus on that, right? So let's focus on what I have to share with you, right? So thanks to everyone here. I'm from Singapore, and one of the close colleague of Golak, right? We do a lot of those sessions together in Singapore. So I'm just sharing about the security aspect of when you have to Gen AI applications. Super important. Okay. Okay, so I have a lot of slides, but I think it's important to understand the slides are just as a base, and these slides are keep changing again, right? So what do you see in the slides? Maybe after 1 or 2 months, the content will be changing, but the principle again, principle never change, right? So I try to focus on principles because principles never change. The contents keep changing, right? So I try to focus on principles. Okay. So something about me, I'm a Microsoft MVP and AI and MCT. I'm a regional Microsoft lead in Singapore. I was ex-Microsoft, so my title is, don't be confusing that I am not in Microsoft anymore, but I'm a regional head in Microsoft. I'm leading 10 countries, all Asian countries, so India, Pakistan, and New Zealand, all this South Asian countries. So I manage those countries more into Microsoft technologies. So my company is here, Salesmax Asia Pacific, Singapore. This is I'm working HQ and manage 10 countries. And if you want to contact with me, this is my LinkedIn. I mean, all my contacts here. You can my LinkedIn, my email, everything is here. So don't worry. After my habit, after any session, I put in LinkedIn all my slide deck, everything, even the content, and then you can review this thing, right? So don't take any screenshot. If you want to take screenshot, no issue, but I will putting everything into my LinkedIn soon after maybe in coming Monday, right? Okay, so the agenda, what we will cover, I take it easy because I have a lot of time today. I mean, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes I take. So what I want to cover is about the security aspect of Gen AI. Now, why I'm taking the specific Gen AI is because Gen AI actually is focusing just not on Microsoft, it's actually generic as well, right? So what we're talking about the importance of Gen AI applications, non-Microsoft standpoint. Okay, very, very important, right? Microsoft is just one of the vendors who's helping, but they are, I know that Google Gemini, we have a lot of other Anthropy is there from different things. Meta is there, right? So Gen I can be vendor specific, but here I'm talking about the first two topics is generic, right? So all the vendor, the threats you might get when you are focusing on the Gen AI applications. And then after these 3 points, right, the how the Microsoft approach for responsible AI, that is super important, is because when you work on Gen AI, we have to understand is that not all things can be used, right? And we have to have some grounding. Grounding means that the data which you are using is actually have factual. It's not hallucination data, right? It's not fake data. Something which is a Gen AI can give, right? So responsible AI is super important. If you're working on any applications for Microsoft standpoint, we have to do adhere to the responsible AI concepts, principles. And then the later two part, we talk about how we can secure your data security with Microsoft Purview, right? And if you don't know Purview, I'll give you a glimpse. I have created some kind of a mind map so that is easy to understand. And again, it will come with the licensing considerations. So I will share about the licensing considerations for Purview, but not in detail because this is not a licensing topic at all. This is about the generic, about how we can protect our Gen AI applications. And the last part, toward end, we're talking about how we can restrict and control Gen AI applications. Okay, that is super important because when you have a healthcare, I'm from healthcare industry. We talk about financial institutes, banking industries, and any manufacturing at that point, right? Because really people are concerned about Gen AI applications. So if we have to ensure that we are following a proper guideline and principles are followed properly. So this is Gen specifically what I want to share here so that you have a clear understanding. Okay. Now, one thing we will take note is that there are a lot of things, right? We see numbers. Aroh, what is numbers? 85, 73, 48, right? Now, what I want to call out here is that this number, right, is 85, is the people, organization, I'm talking about Fortune 500, I'm not talking about the smaller organization, I'm talking Fortune 500 industries, companies, right, really large organizations. They understand that they can get benefits using the AI, right, benefits, and also they can get some efficiency and innovation. That is very important, right? So if you see in the last couple of 2 years, I'm talking about only 2 years because ChatGPT came in 2022 and then it became GA. A lot of people are using ChatGPT. And then Microsoft Copilot came into 2023, even preview, and then become GA, right? So people have seen so much innovation, so much efficiency inside in the Copilot space, as well as the enterprise ChatGPT as well, right? Amazingly good thing. Okay. Now, the one thing which is important to understand is we have a lot of cybersecurity attacks as well at the same time. And anything, think about Windows, right? Now, Windows came into pictures 2010, and then Windows XP. Why people attack? Why people attack is that if the organization has is famous and people use it, obviously attack will happen with that. So if Windows has have a larger surface attacks, is because most people use Windows, right? Around 90 to 93% in the globe they use Windows, whether it's enterprise applications or are they whether it's a home personal usage, right? So cyber security in general is super important for all the people, right? We have seen some issues last time about the attacks happened and about the last year the incident happened, right, about the all the airplanes were blocked and also cyber attacks happened and all, and some issues happened, right? So we have to manage those particular use cases. Okay. Now this is a very, very important aspect. Leaders are banning the applications. Why this happening? Why this happening is because the leadership, I'm not talking about the generic people, the leadership skills people, they think that AI has become so prevalent and a lot of people are using it. They felt, I'm talking about enterprise applications, right? Think about the 50,000 and 20,000, 5,000 users. The CTOs and the C-level people, right? C-level people, they are banning it because they think that the AI has not matured enough. Actually, it's matured enough, right? But the perception, very important, perception is a completely they didn't understand, right? And here I'm not pitching that we use or not use it. I use Copilot on a daily basis. I use ChatGPT plus every day, at least in a day, at least 20 to 100 times in a day, right? And big usage of AI using it. So I find a lot of benefit, but I also find some challenges as well, right? The data is not clear. So we have to understand that why banning, we do understand in the latest slide deck, okay? How we understand. Now, why they're using it is because is this thing, okay? Um, in 48%, around 48% are people are not very safe, right? Yeah. So 48%, the big telcos are coming. I'm talking of big telcos who are Samsung, Apple, Verizon, right? Those telcos, telecommunications, they are not too focused, right? They, I think, if you know about Samsung and Apple, they have their own AI models. They don't focus on other technologies. They ban ChatGPT because they found that the data will be leaked. Okay. Same thing to banks. Banking, you know that security is super important for them. So banking, whether it's a JP Morgan, whether it's a Bank of America, whether it's a Goldman Sachs, Citibank, all banks blocked in AI. Okay, yeah, I'm not talking about right now because I think a lot of people have opened up. A lot of C level have actually embracing it, but in a low, in a very controlled way, not to all. So they are doing it. And think about tech giants, right? Tech giants, 40%, they are banning thing. Example, Microsoft is using Copilot, and they are, I'm not Microsoft, but the organizations who are using Microsoft, they're banning ChatGPT because it's not Microsoft product anyways, right? It's actually Microsoft product, but it's Microsoft has a grounded, so they're using their own things. Google using Gemini, so they banned the Microsoft products in general. Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, they're using their own AI products. So what I want to share with you is that the organizations are banning uh, only purely to protect people, and also they feel that the data is not safe. Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing to understand is also that the main thing where the CTOs and C-level are concerned is about the data oversharing, right? Think about SharePoint, right? I mean, everyone know about SharePoint, right? In SharePoint, you can have a data shared with your other partner or with the other customers, right? So we have a guest access we can do, right? Same thing in AD also, we can have guest access, right? But if my vendor left the organization, right, but he can still access, right? Is it safe? That vendor or the customer can still have for some data, which is the actual customer. Example, I'm from ABC organization. I give access to a partner, maybe a vendor who is working with me for installing AI applications, and the vendor left the organization, right? But vendor still access it, right? So this is immediately very important that we have to protect the data leaks, right? So the vendor can actually able to access, and that's the main issue is that 80% of the organization think that oversharing will be a huge thing. Think about Copilot in Microsoft Copilot, right? Think about security Copilot, right? Are we sharing external? Mostly we need a collaboration. So data sharing is so important. And then a lot of other risk as well, right? We have a lot of open source model like Hugging Face and Meta AI, lot of open space. So people can trick that we are customer. and then they can use the change of models, right? That is very important, right? And also we have some model vulnerabilities, right? Think about I have a customized ChatGPT, and I trick my CEO that please buy this AI product. It's a very good. And then the model, although it's used by the ChatGPT Enterprise, but it's customized and used by the some scammers, and they can use the C-level to trick that please use our product, and they can do scamming can do happen. So this is a lot of risk which happen into this particular space when you have to cybersecurity. So why I'm talking at this aspect is because even heavy organizations, healthcare, the cybersecurity, financial institutes, they are banning it because they want to protect their people, and this is they are fair enough. They understand, but me and you have who are in this session, we have to tell them that it's okay, you can start with a pilot, and then when you all people have arranged it, found the visibility that is working fine, then you can roll out the AI component to the wider audience. Maybe start with in one country and then roll out to other country as well. That's what we mostly people do. Example, when Microsoft Teams, the global organizations, so I was in Singapore, and then I want to implement to one of the organization. It's a large organization, so we start with pilot with only 15 users. So C-level and other people start using the Power Teams app and all things, and then they found that there are lot of benefits, and it was rolled out just not Singapore but also all entire APEC regions, New Zealand, Australia, and all, and then it was adopted by all other regions. Exactly same happens to any organization, whether it's a new product or any AI models. We start with a pilot first. Start with pilot and then start whether it's working fine, and then you roll out to other things as well, right? So important to ask this, right? Now let's move to the other aspects, right? So I'm going to deep dive into the Microsoft stack right now. Okay, so in Microsoft stack we have a lot of applications which we can build, right? So we have a lot of pre-built applications. So people know about something called as AI builder. In AI builder, you don't need any coding, right? So with no code, you can write an applications and be used by the app, with the entire organization. So it's a pre-built app already configured, ready-made, just like a plug and play applications. And then the user and the end users can use it. So there is a AI built applications, but there is a receipt applications, or whether it's a business card reader, which is a pre-built. Those applications are pre-built. There's no issue with that, right? Because Microsoft already controlled it. The main issue is coming, and again here is about the low code. So we use low code. We use Power Apps, Power BI, Power BI, and Power Pages. So these are low code, no code solutions, right? Which is already baked in by Microsoft people. However, what is more control is about more custom applications, right? So when you use more custom applications, more pro code level, and a more low code where you want to interact with third-party applications. Example, you want to interact with maybe Salesforce or with S4HANA. That is a integration required. So custom app will be come into picture. Okay, and then the things come into in not messy, but we have to understand that a lot of things will come into picture, right? So we have to understand that the prompts we have to be will be used by the users. Maybe user have no idea of how to use prompt engineering, but we have to understand that the users will and use any app. Maybe the app can be used a Copilot, or they can use Gemini, or they can use Meta app, irrespective, right? So, and then we have the entire AI orchestrations, which means the entire framework, all the framework for AI usage, whether it's your AI builder, whether you're using your Copilot Studio framework or your AI Studio, anything, is a framework. And then you can do a lot of fine tuning, a lot of foundation, a lot of grounding you can do. That is important because when you do expand your AI skills, the organization use the AI skills, we have to understand that the training of the data, the infrastructure, the grounding and plugins are important to people to understand. A lot of people don't know, right? And that's why you as a partner, you as a customer have to tell to users that how we can use this training for your data. Example, I'm from the in financial institutes. I have my secure data. I'm one of the banks in Singapore, right? So I won't use my public data. I will use my own custom data, right? So training is required for that. So that is something to understand, right? And then data will be connected to to your end users, maybe in banking, healthcare, and also they're using natural language, right? So that is important that the new surface attacks come into picture whenever you are actually inbuilding a lot of new custom applications. That is, an attack will happen a default, right? Now, one thing to I will share with you is that I make a slide deck for you that for that, right? So let me show you what I mean by this, right? So I just stop this thing. I share my document, which is security, right? And there's too much thing inside, so don't worry. I'm just sharing my screen to you first. 1 second. I'm just changing my theme to white. Okay. Okay. So what I'm sharing with you is about the attacks, right? So yeah, let me share my screen to you again. Okay, yeah. So there are a lot of things. Something I put in highlighted, right? Prompt injection, because so many things I can't cover everything in one thing, but anything which highlighted, I will share about that. So prompt injections, the wallet abuse, the data poisoning, model thefts, misconfigurations, everything, right? So what I made, and again, I share everything in my GitHub later, but what is important is to understand that the threats, the all the AI threats. You can see this thing, right? The AI threats. So what happening right now is that the hackers, what they do, right? They put a prompt injection. If people know about SQL injection, similar thing we can do in AI as well, right? The prompts, they can tweak the prompt saying that I'm from healthcare, I am from financial institute, I can help you, and they can steal the data, right? So example of bypassing the safeguard, like again will talk about the responsible AI. I'm talking about people who are not using it, right? So prompt injection is where the hackers can use bypass the safeguards. So example, a chatbot to show the confidential data. Example, one a chatbot asking me, for example, Pizza Hut or any other organization, that somebody tweaked that it's not Pizza Hut, but some other organization trick it, some scammer, and asking for my personal data using chatbot, right? And if I give my personal data, my NRIC or my other things, right, I'm gone, right? Because the data is gone, and then that user can use that data. So that is important, that we have to understand that prompt injection is super important to understand, right? Same thing about the data leakage. So some example that my sensitive information, I'm going for some health checkup in Singapore, right? And then again, a chatbot happened and then asking about my NRIC, asking my medical report. I give that data. So that is again is a AI flaw, because the somebody I should not use that data, because the scammer or some attacker using my AI, using my AI flaw. So these are super important to understand, right? Same thing, we should not blindly trust AI. I mean, I just want to give you this thing. I'm sharing this AI thing for last 1.5 years. I keep telling everyone, please use AI properly, because I've seen many users that, okay, when they use ChatGPT, I can see, okay, this content coming from ChatGPT, and I ask them, don't use it. Shows your creativity, right? So important to use the AI not blindly, but your own decisions, right? Example, I gave some health checkup, and then I found that I have no COVID, but the AI tool that I have COVID. Again, we are over reliant on the AI. So we have to be extra careful, because threats are everywhere. And in next 2 years, the AI prompts will be attacks will be slightly more, right? So then we have a data poisoning as well. Just like SQL injection, somebody can chase my data and tell you. Example, attacker can have some base data and can share some difficult user groups. Example, Gen Z people, right? People who are always in front of their social media, and they can have their age, school, and then the school can be attacked. So what I'm sharing with you that these are real incidents. I'm going to give you that last year, a couple of years back in Singapore, really happened that one of the schools, one of the local schools in Singapore, and somebody used the attacker attacked the school using their own app. So school had an app, but the attacker what he did, right? They using the same similar aim name, and then all the parents use that application. So what happened that the school has to down that application and show that please use a website, don't use any app. So but the data of the parents all gone because they shared their passport details and all, right? So what I'm sharing with you that even schools and hospitals can be attacked. Then what about us, right? So we have to be extra careful when talking about data, right? This is a real incident, and I have to share with my school people that I'm not sharing this data because this data I feel is fake data. The school, somebody's attacked, so they know after my input that they're attacked. The school app was attacked, so we have to be ensured that we are using things. Now jailbreak, I think somebody know about in old. Jailbreaking happening in Samsung also, but previously when iPhone came into picture, so people had more applications. You know that iPhone when we came in the 2007, 2008 teams that time. So people jailbreak. So what the jailbreak is like, they add their own applications, right? So the problem with that is that you use the security because jailbreaks, Apple never give you any security because you jailbreak. Second thing, you have vulnerable for all the applications. Jailbreak is thing about your torrent, right? If you steal anything from the torrent, right, you 100% or 1000% somebody will be attacked, right? So same thing in AI as well, right? So if you the weakness of AI can be used and the restriction can be done. Example, and harmful content can be structured, right? A role play example in Singapore. I'm telling you, in Singapore, I'm getting use case. I saw this use case a lot. One of the person in Singapore was we have in Singapore we have IP, something called as ICA. It is a authority for in Singapore who come to Singapore. Overseas people come to Singapore. So one person came in that like, I'm from police and I want to get your ID and all. So that person actually shares an ID, and that person came in. He come in person came in then and asked her for his details, financial details, and later because that guy was gullible, and then he all his data around $1 million Singapore dollars were steal by that particular person just in 2 days, right? So these are role play things are happening is so common. I think you're in Singapore, India, any place, the role play happening is so common these days that is coming so common. Always be aware on that. Jailbreaking is very common right now. So same thing, model theft, the people can build the same applications. They can have their own misconfigured AI data, sensitive data, they can use it. And same thing for the software dependencies and all. So why I'm sharing this is general because I can talk a lot here, but why I'm sharing it that the AI has to be secured, right? And thank God we are working in a Microsoft technologies where Microsoft actually controls everything, right? So I'm talking about the Microsoft standpoint, how Microsoft actually controlling it. Okay, so that is something. So let me go back to my slide deck and then we focus on the thing. Okay, now think about the AI threat landscape, right? So I'm the end user. You see this area. We have 4 parts. One is the AI usage, the normal end user. Okay, then we have AI application, your GenAI application, your Copilot, your Meta AI, whether it's Gemini, whatever it is, right? Yeah, any applications. And then we have AI platform. In AI platform and Microsoft, we use Copilot and AI Studio, right? Yeah. So here you're safe that because I'm talking about non-Microsoft products as well, right? So now even your non-Microsoft product, maybe you're using Copilot and want to integrate with Salesforce as an example, right? And your data is not into data sales into your Microsoft, it actually into Salesforce, right? So somebody can attack it, right? So first thing, talk about the data leakage, the prompt injection, right? So I just mentioned what is the prompt injections. So the user can be tricked, and then can tell me that, okay, Aroh, this is the my user, and can you share your NRIC? Can you show me your passport details? It never happened, right? So in the Microsoft technology, we never ask for these credential important things, right? Think about the over reliance, right? We think about the data leakage. So when you have an end user perspective, you have to think about the prompt injection. You talk about over reliance. You know that data is actually is compromised, so you have to externally, you have to be over ever careful, right? But you once you go to the maybe the data safe, but what about GenAI application? In the GenAI applications, you can have other aspects, right? Example is the data poisoning, right? The data poisoning could be your SQL data, right? Could be your AI data, could be your Cosmos DB data, or could be your the prompt injection as well, right? So end user is already done, no issue with this. But what about the GenAI application? GenAI applications can be easily tricked as well, right? So this is the AI application. Then with that, we have also have a jailbreak, where I mentioned jailbreaking and the data leakages and the plugins. If you know about something about plugins, we have a lot of plugins, agents as well, right? We have agents as well. Agents can be also be tricked as well, very easily tricked, right? About the impromptu injections they can do. So what I'm sharing with you is that that model theft, data poisoning, and model vulnerability, your entire AI threat is become slightly more prevalent because of the new AI models have come into picture. So we have to focus on that, right? So when you do this focusing, we have to understand that we have to put safe controls inside, right? We understand the sensitive data. We also ensure that the visibility of the applications is only for that user, not for external users as well. Okay, and we must have the governance into pictures. So that is the beauty of the Microsoft usage, because whenever you build any applications into Microsoft technologies, in general, Microsoft already have a pre-baked models, which is attackers can be never be attack it, right? Never be able to compromise data, right? So now I'm going to about how the Microsoft able to attack using it. So anything I'm talking about now, all the Microsoft technologies here, right? So ungrounded inputs, inaccuracy, traceability, quality, safety, all are handled by Microsoft responsible AI. Okay, so Microsoft has their own principles, 6 principles, where they mention that all this fairness to your responsibility to quality performance, all are controlled there inside, right? So very, very important that when you're working for any Microsoft stack of technologies, you have safety and peace of mind that when you're working on Microsoft technologies, these technologies already pre-built pre-built, and attackers, I mean, obviously a lot of options can be there, but if you are have proper data control governance is done in that, then 100% way that Microsoft application you're building won't be compromised. So that is important to understand, right? Now it is a lot of things to take about, but this is important to take note that when you're working on the GenAI applications, you have to understand about the governance, the mapping, measuring, and the data, right? Any risk you have to done, any scale, any risk you have to follow on, keep on monitoring. So whenever you are using the AI tools, you have to understand that governance, and the measure and the operations have to be there inside. Okay, now I'm going to the next topic, which is called as the AI content safety. Okay, so in whenever, if I just can tell you, if you use ChatGPT and you tell that I want to kill that person, okay, ChatGPT said, sorry, this is not a proper thing. You need some help. I will give you some kind of a help assistance in Singapore. If you are based in Singapore, then you can get help. There's some help that you can get from people that lot of mental issues of people, right? So yeah, that's what you can do. So same thing in content safety, that violence and self-harm, sexual content, everything will be filtered automatically. Same thing for prompt fields, prompt injections are filtered, right? So whenever you're building any AI applications in general, you have a default security inside, right? And then again, this again in preview, a few things are keep on changing. So your text data, your image data, your protected data, all things can be configured. Now, I did a long session, I think 3 months back, about the AI content safety in one of the user group, but this is the way you can do it. So AI content safety is already pre-built inside Microsoft. You don't have to do anything. It's just build application, and then AI content safety will protect your users. Okay, different kind of things you can do. Now I'm going to the next topic, which is called as security with AI. Now we talk about the Microsoft security, but talk about other things as well. Here I'm now going inside another top thing, which is about how Microsoft does security for the AI applications. Right now, in last 20 minutes, 25 minutes, what I shared with you, I talk about different threats, different kind of things which do happen. It's a model threats, data poisoning, prompt injections, AI infrastructure can be compromised. But now we're talking about entire Microsoft stack, right? When you talk about Microsoft stack, we can do a lot of things inside, right? So now think about, I want to integrate, I want to make an AI application. I have a case study in soon I'll show you with you that I have a security. I want to ensure that my users are protected. I will show the security case studies with them. So that users can leverage the security without any issues, right? So if we want to use data security, the one product which we always use is called as a Microsoft Purview. Okay, right? And here, the good thing about this thing is that when you're using the Microsoft Purview, all things will be protected here. So all the data security, all your AI lifecycle, which I showed you previously, right? You can do security from there. Okay, then also you can do the build your applications with trust and the app security, which we do in my demos as well. So I have a lot of demos here, but I give you the prompt to how you can use it. I mean, it's difficult to show everything in 1 hour or 1 hour to 10 minutes, but AI and security is a very big field. We're talking about 0.001% of the entire topic, right? So what I'm just getting up how the Microsoft does security and help you to make it your application more secure, right? So again, we'll work on the case study soon on that. Okay, think about this particular use case, right? Here, that it's a co-pilot chat where I want to have my data, right? Show my important documents for one of the data, right here. So it showed that confidential data. So if the user have no access, they can see only the basic information of the project. But if the user have full access to that project Obsidian, then he will full detail inside, right? So that is important, that when you're working on a Copilot Studio, working on an AI Studio, whatever it is, you have full authority that their data is protected. Okay, so there are all challenges we are facing. I'm not going to that, right? What the Purview is helping you, he's actually checks if you're any risk is happening, right? Whether you're using Bard or using ChatGPT, or you're making only your custom app, it checks all these security numbers, everything. It also protects your sensitive data, all their confidential data, right? And then it's also help you to giving you the projects I mentioned to you, that some corporate sabotage can happen, some regulations. Example, in Singapore, we have PIA data, right? So the data can't be leaked, but somebody used that. Zero governance is into picture. So we have to understand that when you using Microsoft Purview, you have security and compliance inbuilt. You as an end user, again, as an end user, never think about that. But as you as an IT pro, again, use an IT pro, have to configure few applications so that your data, your users are safe. Okay. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. Somebody use my screen. Uh, okay. Golak, you just check. I don't know. Somebody took my
Yeah.
screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't steal the screen. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Actually,
give an access or I will restrict everyone.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
So don't do
Thank
it.
you.
I mean, we are in the all people are adult here, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
I'm sharing something, so this is you get some knowledge from that. That's a I know it's maybe a mistake. Don't worry on that, but at
It's a
least
by
want to
mistake, maybe.
yeah, basically
Okay.
go away.
Sure.
So
Thanks.
I'm not sharing with you right now. I'm going to some case study. Very important thing, right? So important to take note about the when you're working on the Microsoft Purview, you have to have something like sensitive information to be saved, right? The labels and policies. These policy I shown my demo soon how we can do it, right? And whether using SharePoint, whether using Exchange Online, Power BI, or non-Microsoft products. So the good thing is about Microsoft Purview is that that data is just not it's not non-Microsoft products, but any other third-party applications like your Google application, your Salesforce, your Dropbox, your Workday, any application can also be protected. That's the beauty of Purview. You don't have to do install anything as an agent inside. Everything can be done with that. So protect that thing, right? And then we can restrict the policies. Now I'm going to share something in my demo zone that how we can protect. Example, this is a real use case of one of my organizations. One of the user told me that Aroh, I want to protect that my I work in a healthcare industry and want to protect their data, right? So I told him that you have to use Purview. I said we don't have license for Purview. So a license is a different thing and all. So what the use case is that they want to restrict users to upload to the Microsoft Cloud. All all because they have sensitive information about other things. They want to copy that. They should not do any kind of copy pasting from one cloud provider, from example from your OneDrive to Google, right? So pasting is not allowed. Screenshot are not allowed because when you have sensitive information, so you have to enable these things. So now I'll show you how we can do it. But this is something which we can do it. So our use case, I'm talking about the use case now, is about our use case. So our use case is that we have one organization which is using AI and for their operations. Okay, so the operations using has a R&D team, have a marketing team, have a sales team, lot of teams, and this just they're embarking on the AI, Microsoft AI for that, right? And their operations, a lot of data challenges they are facing because they don't know how to do it. And then you as a customer or you as a partner, you have to resolve their challenges, right? So example that they have challenges about the risk policies. Example, a lot of users, they can steal the information and share that partner to maybe Fabricam, another customer. They want to, the controls want to block that kind of scenarios, right? And also they want to protect that only Microsoft Copilot can be used, not Bard, not Meta can be used. So this is some of the use case they want to do, right? Now, solution is that we will implement something called as a insider risk management applications into Purview, and we also use DLP. How we can do it in my demo, I will show you. Okay, and the other solution we want to do, we want to regulate that who can do the data. So R&D team and marketing team who can actually see the data. That is something we want to do. And also we want to avoid that external tools. Example, we want to block maybe Gemini. We also block maybe Meta. Example, this is the use case from the user, right? So here what we will trying to do is that what we do, we try to onboard all our users. Example, you have around 10,000 users or 5,000 users. You install all your tools inside, and you also install something called as a risk usage. So users are using ChatGPT inside or using Meta in their AI tools, then they will flagged. So if you're using onboarding of the tool, very easily is possible using our risk management policies in the purview. Don't worry, I'm sending a screenshot, but we give a demo as well, right? And then also we can have some risk as well, right? Any risky usage. So if the users have a low risk, that okay, is Copilot is he's just browsing Copilot, also just Gemini, then his manager will be informed that this user is using Gemini, and then the manager tell me, go, don't use Gemini, please using Copilot. Then another risk is that he's using something very significant data leakage. So that will be a very high risk. So manager will be tell or also will block as well. The user will be blocked that he can't do any kind of things inside. So this is something which we can do inside our policies inside. Don't worry, I shared it inside my demo, you get the idea, right? And then we can also in our policies, we can restrict what policies we can do. We can also ensure that GenAI applications can be blocked or can be allowed. These are something which can be done as a case study, which we will implement in this particular use cases. Okay, right? And the other applications is that is a one. What is adaptive policies? Right now, adaptive policies means it's using machine learning. Okay, so it's also using a data behavior. Example, one user in SharePoint is always accessing the external data always, right? So he will be flagged. Okay, so it's using machine learning information and give the user will be flagged. So it's very simple. We just toggle this particular data of protection thing, and then we are good with this. So data protection is data sharing, oversharing can be done just by one this particular toggle, right? So these are things which we can be do, and let me show you how we can implement. Don't worry, I will share everything with you in the slide deck this particular weekend. Then let me show you how we can do the analysis. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So this is my Microsoft tenant, okay, and then inside I have a lot of things inside, right? And I can the normal users can do some lot of things, right? So the data is grounded. Grounded means that Microsoft ensures that this data is secure, right? It's not a fake data or as a isolation data, right? It's just a proper data is there. But we're talking about something else. We're talking about security. So if we want to go security, here you can see that this is the thing like I want to get some information about top trends about this thing, right? We can go for this. This is a again, it's not a ChatGPT, it's your own co-pilot inside, right? This is only your co-pilot inside, right? And good thing is that it will give you a lot of data inside, yeah? And if you have, it has a prompt library inside also, right? Yeah, we can go for this. Yeah, but we're talking about different things. We're talking about the security aspect. Okay, so one thing I want to share with you that here this is something that the Microsoft Purview come with license, right? It's not free, but you can get a free license as well, right? So if you this is the my I make this chart for you for easy because I shared with my users as well. So you can use either E3 license but you need a eligibility, right? Not all the people can license with that, right? But if you are using E5, then you can get all the subscription for that. Okay, this is very important to understand that then, right? The other aspect is about the purview, what the things it can do, right? So it can, you must have licensing, you can have a proper administrative rule, user have proper license as well, and then it has some your subscription as well in that, and it comes with a lot of risk as well. Very good, it's an amazingly good tool, although you can use it for that, but if you don't have the purview, you have 30-day trial, you can try it out and share with your C level that the purview is very important to safeguard our AI applications. Right now, if you don't have E3, you can go for a trial version for 30 days and show to your management that why E5 is important to it. Okay, I'm not sharing the licensing. I'm telling you why license is important for security compliant part. Okay. Okay. So when I go to my here, I can go to security. Okay, I can go to security. I can go to other aspects as well, right? So I'm going to security here. My one issue, I want to block my users, right? So I go to my security, I go to my settings, and by one of the use cases that I want to block my uh, Gemini and go social media applications. So what I will do, the first task I will do for my user is that I go to settings, right? And then inside that I have endpoints, right? And my endpoints, I have something called as an advanced feature. What I will do, I will ensure that I will block all the domains using Gemini, and also enable, this is by default is off. I will enable the defender for clouds so that my end users won't able to use Gemini application, or they can't use any other application for that matter. Okay, right? So that is the most important thing. Then I have also onboarded one of the device that it has a device. I have already onboarded this device, so don't even worry that, because this is already pre-built, because it takes at least half a day to show this thing. So I just did my visualization, show you that how you can onboard a tool. Right now, my one important thing to do, I want to block. Now, if you want to block any third-party applications, what you can do, you can go to Cloud Catalog, and then you can see all the applications. You see the IT security. I'm going to go and go for the cloud apps, and my cloud apps. I can see there are a lot of applications are there. I go to Gen AI applications. Let me, it is my Gen AI applications. Yeah, Gen AI applications. Okay, and I can see that this is a block. I can click on that. So this is already Microsoft already put this thing in general, that this is general. This is a Microsoft is a US based company, and it's had already a security train is done, all the compliance part is done, right? Everything, right? But I want to block Google example, right? So what I will do, I just see. Okay, I just go to Google here. Yeah, Google Gemini, right? So I Google Gemini. Now it's not blocked yet, right? You see, right? And this is in Microsoft. Yeah. It has Microsoft already know that it's a security. It's a 1 to 10. 1 to 10 means this application is a good security provide. 1 to 10. 10 is maximum security, right? And also it has a compliance. But my organization Contours doesn't want to use it. So what I can do, I can just close and block this app, that it can't be used by my end users. You see what I've done? I blocked my thing. I can also block Google Notebook as well. Again, you see the security is not that good, but again, depends on how the thing. So a lot of things I can block, but I don't want to use the Google Assistant for my end users. So I can block as well. So this is the way I can block and unblock, depends on the use cases. I can also block maybe Amazon Bedrock, my organization. If you see the security here, right? Not so high there inside. So a lot of things we can do to blocking. This is one of the use case I can do here. Okay, blocking things, task one is done. Now, the other aspect I want to do, I want to protect my governance as well, right? So Purview is a governance tool, right? And what I want to do, I want to do, I want to ensure that my things are there. So I'll go to solutions. I can go to, there are lot of solutions inside. I can go and go to my data posture for AI, right? So I go click on that. Now you see this is something which you see that this is a Microsoft Purview, right? And it will give you all the things, all the data catalog, all the DLP policies, everything is in one place you can find it. This is one of the most easier way to find your policies, find everything which is you think that is useful, right? So I can create policies, everything will be done. Now, for me, I want to protect my data, right? So if you see here, I go to my first thing first that I have done everything here just because it takes some time, half an hour, one day, it takes some time. So I already activated my Purview, right? So what I've done here is that I've already activated my Purview. So that what is the audit? So audit means all your AI applications, all your SharePoint applications, your audit things as well are in the AI. So example, you're using Copilot, you're using AI Studio, all are now being audited by your IT professional, IT users, right? That thing we can do. Okay. The other things we can install the extensions as well, right? Yeah. So that is something which we can do inside. Why I'm doing, because this data person AI take at least half a day or one day. Why I did right now is because I did 2 days back so that I can show you these checks were not there for last 2 days. I just do it now. You can see that these checks. It takes some time at times to do it. Okay. So this is something which we can do right now. What want to protect from my safety perspective, I go to my getting started, right? You can see that one. I've already showed my onboarded. I showed you in one of my settings that I've onboarded my devices. I blocked my AI applications. Now I want to also ensure that I have all the policies which I've done are there, right? So if I go to my security, 45 my data security, is that policies for pasting is already done with that, right? So DLP policy. So let me go to DLP policy. So what this policies means here? Let me go to what you mean by data security. And let's zoom it a bit here so that you get the idea. So in our use case is that end user counters of people are not able to do anything which is coming from copying and pasting things. Okay, I repeat, the end users are not able to copy paste content because they might have some sensitive data, and that data unknowingly or knowingly shared with external people. We want to block it, right? So here I mentioned about the adaptive thing with where the machine learning will take in and will always check the usage. If the user are always sharing that information with external users, it will block the users, and will his manager will be also warned. Okay, any AI assistant will also be blocked because we have blocked. Remember, we blocked Gemini, and we also blocked our Bedrock as well, Amazon Bedrock. Now, if I go to my AI policy, let me go to my AI policy, my data DLP policy. You see, sensitive AI policy, right? Now, why I'm doing it is because is that this is for testing purposes. It's not on. On means it's rolled out to all my users. Okay. Now, let me go and walk through how I have done it, right? So I want to block the sensitive AI sites. How done? I just click on this site. I click on edit. Yeah, this is the thing where at times it takes time. Okay, yeah. So what I'm doing, right? I have a AI protection apps so that the no risk for my end user for pasting information, right? So I click on my next button and I click on the full directive, which means all the users in my Azure AD have for full access, right? One thing to take note is that when you're working on Purview, you have to give full access to end users so that all the users, example, my organization work for 10 countries. So I just block down just Singapore, then other people, New Zealand people can't, they can do anything, right? So I want to protect all my end users. So I give full access to my end users that all my 10 countries are fully managed, right? So I put, they can't do any copy pasting kind of information, right? They can't do any kind of sensitive data leakage part, right? So I go for that. And then devices, right? Now I can go to SharePoint, I can go to any path, I will go to SharePoint later on, but here I want to get devices. So if I click on devices, I click on devices, I can see that all users, right? You can define groups as well, right? I can define my groups as well. This is my all users. I can define groups as well, right? Yeah, I have a groups as well. But my use case, I want to define for all my users because all users should be defined right inside, right? So I click on that, okay, and then I have some policy. Let me go to click on this, okay. So in this, right, I have a policies which I've already defined here. So if I click on this policies, right, all my policies like the sensitive information, that is whether it's from Argentina, all I mean it's a global organization, right? Microsoft global and our DLP is also global. So all people, their data is also if somebody steal or shared your passport details to other people, then he will be completely blocked. Okay, right? This way you can do. So all your driving license, your healthcare details will be saved as well, will be shared, can't be shared because I have put a DLP policy inside. Okay, that is a very important aspect. The other aspect is about the restrictions. Very important, right? Very important. If my users are having a Word document, internal is okay, but if my users are sharing with external users or copy pasting to another department, then they should not be able to do it. So why I put a check because I want to restrict it, right? So they should not able to. I can block all my AI tools, which means only Copilot the user can see. No other applications like Gemini or other applications can do. But again, because we are open, this is a demo, we can do everything. You can just for audit. Again, when do audit, the user and his manager will be informed that this user is trying to using Gemini or any application. Doesn't matter. But this is for audit perspective. Okay, yeah, that is something which we can do, right? And then we have a lot of other incidents we can raise. So I can go and click on piety, click on save, click on next. So what I can do next is that right now is into in the test mode, right? Now what I want to do that I have done this policy is working fine. I want to do enable for my end users. Initially, I showed you that I did in the test policy. Now in my policy, I'm doing for only for all users. When you do this thing, what I do, it blocks sensitive information for all AI sites. Okay, I click on submit. Now this submission will take half a day or 1 day, right? It depends on the things because so they have some tool. It takes some time, some kind of timer job, something they have Microsoft says. So I can't show you, but it takes some time and then we're done. The policy is updated, right? Yeah. So this is a way I can add policies under that as well. Now let's create another policies for DLP. For I want to save maybe a lot of people use SharePoint, right? So I want to do for financial data. Maybe I want to do maybe in the US data. Okay, again, I want to protect my data, right? So here I can just click on that. So I put demo global. Okay, so I can this word thing. So what we can do lot of changes inside, right? Now I can just, it takes some time, right? Now what I can do, I rather than going to the entire, I want to do only the specific group. So this is the admin group. That is, I want to control own this, because only finance people should be able to do it, not all people, right? So I can put entire unit, but this demo unit is only finance. So I just do it here. And now what I want to do is that I want to apply a policies. Okay, so I can develop policies. I can do for SharePoint, or this is grayed out. Okay, and then I can go do for chats, anything I can do, right? I can do exchange, or what I can do right here. So that is the way you can create a policies for the finance unit. It can be devices, it could be Teams messages, it can be exchange online, right? Yeah, so this is because again I put admin units. Admin units doesn't have SharePoint, right? If I go back, let me show back to you. If I use the don't use this full directory. Now SharePoint is that, because admin group is entire, is admin demo admin is entire thing. So now what I can do, I can just control it. I can have SharePoint, I can devices instances, exchange, everything can define, and then I can define that specific websites, whatever it is. So I can do all the sites now. So why I'm doing it, because maybe in this site I have a copilot inside, SharePoint copilot is inside, so I can want to control it. And then I want to control that all the users, right? All the users, whether they're using OneDrive, whether using Teams chat, or their devices, all emails, all should be flagged. If they are sharing anything which is part of the information, right? So I can update, I can do things, right? And then I can protect here. Okay, so one thing about this particular policies, what I'm doing is that I can it work for the tips for the Outlook. So which means that in Outlook and SharePoint, if you have sensitive information in Outlook and OneDrive, you will get a yellow banner. I can't show the demo, I think right now, but it will get a banner inside. And then if a matches, maybe the safety maybe is too much, maybe I want to do only one. If somebody is information shared only once, then email will be shared with the user and his manager will be also shared with them. So this is something which I do customizations of my things as well. Okay, then what I can do here, I can do audit here, I can do no browsers thing, I can do right here. So no, again, in my SharePoint site, I can't use the Gemini. So this one here, I can able to block. Although I have blocked in the devices, but I want to block in SharePoint also. Here I can do it. So this is a way I can block my users, that how they can restrict it, how the policies can be done, and then I can just turn it on. It take half a day or one day, but you get an idea that how easily I can do my policies to be built, and then it will work for your use cases and all. So again, there are a lot of things I can share in here, but just want to get a glimpse that a lot of things can be done in this purview standpoint. Okay, so let me go again. So let me go to another things under another recommendations. Okay, I think this is a new browser thing. Yeah. So it's already there. Same thing, sensitive labels, we can also ensure it, right? They will already exist. So other things are done, right? So AI regulation. So I want to do it. I can click on that. Now this is not a policy just for you as a um, IT professional, your security engineer, to tell that this has to be done. You have to enable the interactions, you have to enable these things, and then you can do flag the communications, you go to compliance part, do this thing. So this is a guidance for you to follow up with that. Okay, right? And same thing for the data security, oversharing, right? So this is also done. So this is something which you as an end user or you as a security personnel or IT pro, you can do the things as well, right? And then you can see the reports, all the reports you can see. This is not a it's a empty things inside, not nothing, no risk here, but it's a empty data. But you can see that you can end. So I can create insights, right? Yeah. So I can create policies, right? Okay. So this policy already created, right? Inside, right? So I can create policies. So this thing, risky interactions, right? So if somebody is adding risky interaction, which means he's adding impromptu, right? I'm shared about security does risky policies, right? So we can create a policy just by one click using our uh, purview. Click on policies, and within few seconds, the policy will be created for us. This is very good for us, right? And then you can see all, you can control again. I just click on that. It takes some time this time. See, so I have these policies created. It is, and you can see that all are done, sensitive blocks are done. And also the compliance part is very important to take the compliance also done. I can actually edit the policies as well, that I want to ensure that my policies for Copilot users is also controlled. So you can do lot of compliance policies inside your purview. Right now, purview is a really huge topic. I can talk for 3-4 hours for that, but this is just a glimpse about protecting your data, how the security can be ensured using blocking some things, websites, and unblocking things and all. So you get an idea from that particular method. Okay, okay. So uh, so I'm just sharing my things. Any questions user have, I can answer things.
Yeah, hi. Uh, Hi, Aroh. It's really great learning experience, I will say. It's going through how the security added specifically around the purview, which you presented the demo and how people can configure and DLP policies. But I have maybe if anyone has any question, I cannot see any question first in the chat. If anyone has any question, you can raise the hand and join. Okay. But I have a question. Maybe I just want to discuss in between. If anyone has, definitely can raise up their hand. Huh? So what I'm thinking actually, we have DLP policies. This thing coming to my mind, we have DLP policies here in Purview, and we can do, if you remember, in a, let's say we are building Copilot Studio bots, and
Mhm.
sometimes people build their DLP policies over people build their DLP policies using Power Platform. Power Platform also has DLP policies, right? You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
set up. But
yeah.
just a thought, actually, if let's say people are already secured in Purview, is there any necessity of Power Platform DLP policies? If yes, what's the difference between these two?
Yeah,
And yeah.
yeah. It is a good questions, right? So
Hmm.
purview is typically on the slightly granular level of permissions is given to that, right?
Correct.
Now
Correct.
it's not about the DLP policy in Power Platform.
Hmm.
On the DLP policies in Power Platform in the purview is different. It's quite
Hmm.
similar. The only thing is, right, when you do in Power Platform, the DLP policies is more into app level permissions you can configure,
Hmm.
which
Correct.
we won't do it into Purview. Purview is more generic things.
Hmm.
People who can do it, what policies is more generic. In Power
mm,
Platform, DLP policies are typically more into the securing. Yeah, example, you want to block 1044 with the SQL Server. You doesn't want
mm,
to other people user should not able to do the other ports. That way, you can do the policies on the DLP or Power Platform, right? You
mm,
block a specific
mm,
agent, or another users want to block the particular, maybe you want to block the QuickBook and that, right? So
mm,
in that way you don't block from the purview. You do on the DLP policy at directly on the Power Platform, because when you do on the DLP policy on Power Platform, by default the purview will be also enabled in that for that. So either way you can do it. But I will go, if you want to do more secure control, I will go to Power Platform, because Power Platform DAP policies are more granular fashion. You can do more control on that. Purview is more into generic side in that.
mm. Okay, so okay, as for my interpretation, it's all about organization wide. If you want to control basically
Yeah,
purview, it meant is for organization security. It's a security platform, you can say in this way. Rather, you can secure your organization, secure your company, and secure your IT resources within the organization. Whereas Power Platform is only limited to your Power Platform ecosystem, right? It's
yeah,
app
yeah.
like
It's more
app
into
and
a
all
Power
those.
Platform
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
it's
because
within
Power,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that is the main differences. But I think
Yeah.
I will, if I have a policy with into an app in Power
Correct,
Platform,
correct.
I will control on DLP% Power Platform, not into Purview.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is
Okay.
fair enough. I understand. Any question anyone has, by the way?
Yeah, just want to share something on top
Hmm.
of that, right? Like in case you have to sync with me, I have my LinkedIn is already inside. You can just I already put it in my LinkedIn as well,
Yep.
in the team chat. You can just link with me. I just sharing a lot of content. I have
Yeah,
another
yeah.
session with the Women's Day in 2 hours, so I do a lot of sessions. So you can, any questions you have, you can just ask questions in this thing. You can connect with me. Uh, I can share with you more details about AI security if you want to have more details.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I will say, yeah, just for your information, Aro is really a resourceful person. If anyone had any questions, directly you can reach out to him. Definitely he will help and guide on this. This is really helpful. And